Welcome into Drums by Liz. Towards the end of that. What we're studying today is a nice little warm-up that I kind of fooled around with. This is out of Steve Gadd's Gaddiment book, okay? That's the book. It's Steve Gadd, Gaddiments, okay? And then it's just the first page. It's the warm-up first page, okay? So I was playing a version of this. At the top, I've got some penciled in. Hopefully you can kind of do a little screenshot and see that. The penciled in idea is what I was doing at the very end of all of that, okay? I'll take you down through a couple little things I was doing. We definitely want to be able to do this on the left side, so make sure you can reverse it and do it all as a left lead. It starts off with 30-second notes for the first two beats. 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a paradiddle, paradiddle. Start with the right hand lead. What's different in this book and what we don't do much of when we play is to play a roll but then come off into the same exact rhythm of the roll but do it as a singular. So we're rolling 1 E and a 1 E and a, but when we get to 2 E and a 2 E and a, that's all singular. So it's like 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a. So those exercises are great by themselves, right? Do it left lead too. So do that back and forth. Get yourself super comfortable with that. Then know how to find 16th notes, okay? Counting exercises. 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. I'm using eighth notes here. I'll put it with my feet so you can really hear that, okay? So we'll play it through so you can kind of understand where those eighth notes are below, okay? So. A lot on your feet. Does that help you? It might. Okay, do it on the left. And you know what? Play more on the left, right? If you do 2 on the right, do 4 on the left, right? Because most people are not lefties, especially if you're not left-handed. You know, please try to work on the non-dominant side more. It opens up your right brain, okay, which happens to be our creative side of our brain. So I found that to be expansive in that way also. All right, so now what I was also doing with this is playing a little groove and then coming off into this and playing maybe the 30-second notes, panning around the drums, and then maybe the 16th notes, you know, doing some different ideas, maybe a little different paradiddle combinations, maybe like paradiddle. I know that sounds really nice off the end. I might not have played that, so. Vary it a little bit for yourself. Make it into something that sounds musical and nice, okay? So we've got those options. How about if I sweep the 30-second notes now? Kind of maybe something like, right? And then that was just finishing it off into a little paradiddle something off the end, okay? So what was that? I'll do it slower. Those 30-second notes. That could be its own little exercise, right? So, excerpt. sort of stuff. Oh, can I make it back to my snare drum? Because it's kind of hard off of that 4/4, right? Right, so don't be afraid to, again, isolate stuff and right down to the nitty gritty, and what we need to be clarified or polished up, okay? All right, so we can also do all of this left lead like I was doing, okay? And of course, like I said, make this, doable for yourself. Left leads, you really could sweep back around this way on the drum set too, okay? Left leads a little bit more just, working on the snare drum idea, okay? You could do some nice little paradiddle ideas off of that, but that's not as applicable, okay? Meaning like, okay, we're playing in a groove, for me to lead left, and I'm gonna end on my right, getting back to the right-handed groove. We might wanna play an open groove when we do this lefty lead stuff, okay? Just, thoughts and insight into that style of play. All right, so we've got all of that. You can kind of know how to go right and left, but let me show you the last thing that I was doing now, okay? So now this is my additional thing. I switched off the last two beats rather than paradiddle as 3E and a 4E and a. We're gonna play it just as a triple paradiddle. Paradiddle. That'll help that to then reverse back to the left hand, okay? Now you can also leave it like it was and then just come off of those paradiddle, and then go to the left. That's what I was doing, okay? Which is a little bit more advanced than this other way that I was talking about just now. So let me dial it back and show you both of those ways, okay? So if we wanted, we could then make the transition easier by using the triple paradiddle, okay? So there we are, and I'm ready to go to the left. And then I'm back, to the right with that note, right? So we can do that all together. Let me play that better for you, okay? So. That was better, right? And I use those notes to kind of show you, that's where you switch over. Now go back to the original exercise and see if you can just alternate it, right? So you're gonna have to go like paradiddle, and start a roll. So you have to go like diddle or diddle. These are great things to practice, right? Like, do I have to ever play like a couple notes and then start the roll on the same hand? It doesn't happen too often, but boy, if we can do that, we can surely do it the other way around, and it's like a walk in the park for us, right? So what do? Do something harder, and then we know that we can do just anything that's kind of middle of the road, right? So again, challenge yourself to raise the bar all the time with your learning and with your skill set. Push your body, push your mind, make all of this happen for yourself, okay? So now I'll demonstrate that last way here, okay? So. On that sticking second time there. Let me do that again. So. Right, okay, so I flubbed up one time in there. Somebody can catch that and yell at me about it, okay? So, but you get the general idea, okay? And you know what? These lessons that I put are kind of raw, right? So if I make a little mistake, please forgive me, but hopefully the content is there that you can be like, hey, this one little idea, look at how we can expand upon it. It's just a simple snare exercise that we try to make it a little bit funner for the students that I teach, okay? That's the idea, hey, can we expand our rudimental work, push it around the drum set, and look at the beauty that we can create. All right, everybody, have a great week ahead, okay? Stop in again, and I'll look forward to seeing you real soon. Happy drumming. Keep practicing.